Hello drama lovers. February 2026 will always be remembered by ARMYs because of one Kim Taehyung moment. February 2026 didn't begin with music. No teaser. No comeback poster. No announcement. And yet, the moment Kim Taehyung stepped out of the airport, the world stopped breathing. No words were spoken. No smiles were forced. No cameras were invited. Still, every lens turned toward him. And when the car door finally closed, something heavier than silence filled the air. This wasn't an arrival. It was a reminder. There are airport arrivals. And then there are moments that feel like history quietly happening in real time. Kim Taehyung returned from Lisbon without warning. No press release. No official schedule. No choreography prepared for the cameras. Yet within seconds, the atmosphere at Seoul Airport changed. You could feel it not through sound, but through stillness. Fans didn't scream. Reporters didn't rush forward. Security didn't shout commands. Instead, there was hesitation. A collective pause. As if everyone instinctively understood this was not a spectacle meant to be consumed, but a human moment unfolding under impossible weight. Taehyung appeared in a simple red jacket. Mask. Quiet. Grounded. No accessories screaming luxury. No styling meant to dominate headlines. And still he dominated everything. Every camera shifted direction. Every headline rewrote itself. Every timeline across ARMY spaces began moving faster than the news itself. Because when Kim Taehyung walks into a space, he doesn't demand attention. Attention moves toward him. What stunned people most wasn't how famous he looked. It was how calm he remained inside a storm he didn't create. This was a man who carries global recognition without ever raising his voice. And just when it felt overwhelming, something subtle happened. His manager stepped slightly closer. Not dramatic. Not aggressive. Just protective. A small gesture yet powerful enough to say, he is human before he is an icon. And as Taehyung entered the vehicle, cameras followed desperately. Until the door closed. That sound was louder than any fan chant. And that's when everything truly fell silent. But that silence didn't mean the moment ended. It meant the story was just beginning. In the hours that followed, global media exploded. Search trends spiked across continents. Clips circulated in seconds. Analysis videos multiplied like echoes. But what spread fastest wasn't speculation. It was emotion. ARMYs around the world weren't asking, "What's next?" They were saying, "Please rest." That alone says everything. Because this moment wasn't about anticipation. It was about concern. Kim Taehyung didn't look distant. He looked contained, like someone holding years of expectation in a single breath. Fame often teaches idols how to perform joy. But silence reveals truth. And in that silence, people saw pressure. Not weakness but weight, the kind carried by someone whose presence alone can shake markets, headlines, and entire industries. No stage lighting. No microphones. Yet the emotional impact was undeniable. Some fans admitted they cried without knowing why. Others felt angry not at Taehyung, but at a system that never truly lets global icons rest. Because how do you protect someone the world constantly demands from? This wasn't about Lisbon. It wasn't about schedules. It wasn't even about BTS activities. It was about humanity being visible for 3 quiet minutes. And maybe that's why it hurt so deeply. But just when emotions peaked, something unexpected happened next. The narrative shifted. There's a reason the entertainment world reacts differently to Kim Taehyung. Not because he chases relevance, but because relevance chases him. He doesn't announce his impact. He doesn't explain his aura. He doesn't perform accessibility. And that's precisely why every appearance feels monumental. In an era where visibility is constant, Taehyung's restraint is revolutionary. No statements were issued after the arrival. No clarifications. No damage control. And yet, the industry understood. This wasn't controversy. This was gravity. When Taehyung is present, everything else quiets down. Because he represents something rare. A global star who never forgot how heavy fame can feel. February 2026 will not be remembered for promotions or releases. It will be remembered for a car door closing and millions of people feeling something they couldn't explain. That's influence beyond metrics, beyond charts, beyond trends. And it leaves us with a question we can't ignore. What does the world expect from someone who already gave everything? This video was never about hype. It was about stillness. About a man who walked through an airport and reminded the world that power doesn't need noise. Kim Taehyung didn't say goodbye. He didn't wave. He didn't smile for approval. He simply existed. And somehow, that was enough to make millions stop, feel, and reflect. Maybe that's why fans didn't ask for more content. They asked for peace. Because sometimes, the strongest thing an icon can do is close the door and choose silence. If this moment stayed with you longer than you expected, you're not alone. Share your thoughts, not theories, but feelings in the comments. This channel isn't here to chase noise. It's here to understand moments that words barely capture. Stay with us. Because some stories don't need volume. They need understanding. Jika kamu mau versi lebih gelap lebih emotional. Atau lebih fokus ke army reaction. Atau jujur plus hashtag viral siap upload. Bilang saja. Aku bisa langsung lanjut tanpa ulang brief.